God bless. Almost fell asleep tonight. I'm gonna give you a quick message real fast. And um, you know, you watch a lot of preaching on TV. At least I do. And a lot of these preachers out here talk about prosperity. And I just want to tell everybody something. Listen to me. Prosperity isn't promised to anyone. You know, um, I sat in a church for a while here in Houston where the preacher was a prosperity preacher. And it says, things like, God wants it for you and this and that. All that stuff is true. God does want prosperity for you. God does want more for you than what it is. God wants more for you than what you can ever imagine or expect. God can do all the dreams. He can grant all the dreams and hopes and wishes that you can imagine or you can even think of. But here's the issue, though. But you have to be obedient, and you have to be ready for something like that. For something like that, he's just not going to give it to you just because. Because your name is John, you're 6'5", and you're good looking or whatever, or your name is Christina, and you have long blonde hair and blue eyes, and you're just the talk of the town or whatever. That's not what prosperity is. Listen, prosperity is about you being obedient. Prosperity is about you being more than the average. Now listen, I'm not saying you should have some kind of inner pride within yourself to where you think you're better than the next person, because that's not what prosperity is, and that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying to you is this, though. If you're obedient, if you listen, if you do all the things he asks you to do, if you stay with him, if you don't leave him, time and time again you can go through opportunities, good and bad. Time and time again you can go through ups and downs, but yet you still continuously go back to him. Time and time again he tries you and tries you and tries you and tries you. He tests you. He continually tests you, but yet you stay faithful to him. Then at some point, when he believes that you're ready, when he deems that you're ready, prosperity might come your way. Listen, don't get twisted up into what some of these people say. God does want more for you, no doubt. He wants more for you than what you're probably accepting. But the thing about it is, you have to be willing to go to test through him. You have to be willing to answer his test. You have to be willing to accept everything that he's done for you. And there's gonna be a lot of days when you're mad, you're upset, you're mad with him because you feel like you deserve these things. But then at the same time, so many other people probably deserve them too. So he looks at us all the same. So what are you doing that's gonna stand out to him? See, at some point you have to stand out to him so that he can know exactly who you are and what's in your heart. See, God can see a person's heart. He doesn't look at the outer appearance. So just because you're tall doesn't mean it. Because you're blonde and blue-eyed and beautiful doesn't mean anything. It's because you have the smooth, silky, light-skinned skin doesn't mean that's coming for you. God wants this prosperity for you. He wants you to accept it. He wants you to live in it, but you have to be faithful to him. There are things, it's kind of like a contract. Yeah, you're going to get X, Y, Z, but you have to do, A, B, C. If you're not ready to do A, B, C, don't expect X, Y, Z. Listen, prosperity can come to you, but don't expect it to come to you just because you're who you are. Just know that God is at work, and he's changing you from the person that you used to be to the person that you are now. So you have to be willing to accept change, work through the changes, and keep going through all the tests and trials. At some point, eventually, he'll give you what you asked for. It may not be the way that you asked for it. It may be a different way. It may not be what exactly you asked for, but it's something similar. You have to do exactly what he wants you to do, and be willing to continue to do more. He has to trust that once he gives you what you want, that you won't turn your back on him. He has to trust that you trust in him. That's the best way I can describe these prosperity preachings I hear all the time. Just focus on God, and everything else will fall in place. And that's the best advice that I can give you. Until next time, my friends, God bless.